Nah, I haven't been to the range in a while, as far as it goes with me shooting. When I give classes, I try not to do any shooting because the students try to make it a competition more so than paying attention to the safety rules. The rules of engagement. So I really don't get a chance to do a lot of shooting like I used to. Now these particular firearms haven't been used in a year and a half, and not all of them, only some of them. So, oh my goodness. You guys remember a couple of years back, I redid this case. How have I got in here? Targets. A book. Okay. Alright, so anyway, this whole case used to be this kind of stuff. As you can see, it starts to just fall apart after a while. The bottom was also all that stuff, and it was kind of cut in little squares. This may be part of it. Yeah, you can see that. This here way you can kind of block out the shape of the firearm in any which way you want to put it in there. So it was okay for the first year and a half, but it started to get flaky, and I don't want that little flaky shit getting involved in the firearm. I normally don't keep this one in here. That's why we have a pocket problem. This is a Lowrisa target gun. So anyway, I did the whole bottom part here with latex foam.
Medic 3 response. Priority 1, medical.
Now, it's not that the latex foam, well, it is better. And as long as you keep it covered, it usually stays okay. Now, if you don't keep it covered, it starts to get just as flaky as the other stuff. Not quite as bad. So, but if you keep it, with a cover on it, it lasts a lot longer, and it's actually a little bit more environmentally friendly, and it's firmer but yet softer, if you know what I mean. Plus, it's got all those little holes in it, so it breathes, even though it's got a cover on it. We have a latex mattress on our bed that I bought about 10 years ago. So I think it's 12 inches thick, and it's a double king. No, it's a California king. And I'm going to tell you, I unzipped it a little bit just to feel it, and it's still like the day I bought it. Rubbery feeling, kind of, and soft. It doesn't get that little dip in it that a lot of beds do with the springs and things. Anyway, I bought a lot of it from the distributor that's here in Hamden. Well, not here in Hamden, but in Connecticut. Hamden, about a 20-minute ride from here. It's not that it's far, but there's no easy way in. And the manufacturer used to be in Shelton. So I went there and I bought two, because I did 6 dog beds with it, and I had some left over. and that's what I used on this. And a couple of pillows. But anyway, this was all cut in. I gave the wife the material, this top part, and I said, I want you to sew pockets into it so that the firearms can go into the pocket and be stable and ready. While she was doing that, I was cutting out the foam where I was just basically slicing it. And then this part, these are project boxes that are in here, the plastic project boxes. And what I did was I put a felt material inside. I cut them in half, and I put a felt material on the inside so that it wouldn't damage anything. And then I cut it out and I sunk those down in there so that now I can keep the magazines. So the magazines correspond with the gun. Boom, bada boom, boom, bada boom, boom, bada boom, and so on. The gun that goes here, which is the FNP 45 tactical, we don't want to call it tactical, but if you want to look it up, you'll know what it is. It has a threaded barrel on it. But at that point, it's an FN 45 and FNP 45. I carry that one, so that's in here. Now there's another piece that I'm looking for. Oh, I know where it is, because it goes in here. It's my Browning double action 380, and it's nickel. The frame, after 30 years, I wore it on my ankle for about 15 years. It's a good sized gun actually, but if you have the right ankle holster, you don't even realize that you're carrying it. Nah, not quite that big, but it's a full size for what it is. Let's put it that way. So like I said, after the years, the frame, the nickel started to wear off and things, so I Duracoated that. I think that was one of the first videos that I may have put up when I was working on that one. And now it's sitting in there in a shoulder holster. But I still carry it. I don't know how many thousands of rounds it has through it. I mean, it's got thousands of rounds because I used to do a lot of shooting. You know, like this one. This is the old Beretta 92F. This is like the grandfather type thing. This has probably got, I couldn't tell you. I stopped counting after anything. I don't have the list anymore. I used to keep a list on what guns had how many rounds through them. Every time I go to the range, I'd fire off and then I'd add it to the list with that date. But I stopped keeping track of that 10, 15 years ago, whatever. What's this one now? This is an FN 57, which is a really nice piece. When FN developed this originally, what I was told, that this was originally designed for the Secret Service that protected the president. I have a lot of FNs. I like FN. This is also an FN. This is the FN 9mm with the hammer, which I like. And I like the hammer drop in safety. That's all there is to it. I only have a couple that haven't got any hammer drop or safety on it. One is the Glock, which it's not in here, as you can tell. That's actually in a nightstand for the wife, next to her side of the bed. Just so if she needs it, she can just reach in and pull the trigger. They are user-friendly, I got to give them that. But sometimes too user-friendly.